Hey Web World, Scotty D for Interface Webcast, and we had a question that came in from the Techertainment community around car audio. And it starts, hey guys, so my car has an aux input and I need to buy an MP3 player that I can use to play in my car while I'm on long drives. I just want a basic no-frills MP3 player. I don't listen to music unless I'm driving, so I don't need any fancy UIs, etc. What's the best MP3 player I can buy given my needs? Will every MP3 player work in every car? And do I also need to worry about the kind of cables I need to connect it to my car? Thanks. All right, let's dive right in on this one. First and foremost, when it comes to MP3 players out there, there's no shortage of inexpensive, no-frills devices out there on the market. You can find them in retail establishments and even online. So that's not going to be the challenge. What will depend on what you eventually buy is your choices. And those choices start with the MP3 file itself. How comfortable are you with managing an MP3 music library or even creating MP3 files? So if you already own CDs that you want to convert to MP3, how comfortable are you with setting that up? Once you get MP3s, either by creating them from a music library of CDs that you currently legally own, or if you're buying them online legally, then you're going to need to manage that. Once you get it managed and organized the way you want, you're going to want to transfer those files from your computer into your device. How comfortable are you with transferring those files from your computer into the device of your choice? And third is the capacity. How much capacity do you need? You can never have enough, I can tell you that right now. Even though right now you might have a small MP3 music library, over time you'll amass a big music library and you're going to want to take that music library with you and be able to navigate and select those songs. So even though you don't need a fancy user interface, you might want some sort of an interface to be able to find those songs pretty fast, organized on your device, and play the song that you want. Or even create a playlist. So remember this, an average MP3 file is around 5 megs. So think about how many songs you have or might want to have over the current and near distant future, and buy a device that is as much as you can afford that can hold the capacity that you need. All right, we talked about transferring earlier. Let's get a little bit deeper into this subject because this really is a pet peeve of some people. Some individuals want direct access to their MP3 player from their computer. That means once they plug their device in, usually via a USB cable that comes with the device, then they can directly drag and drop music files from their computer to the device without any intermediary programs. If you are going with an Apple product, then you're going to be using an intermediary conduit program that is called iTunes. Now, once you plug your device in, this is an iPod Classic, it comes with a specific cable with a USB plug on the end of it. When I plug that in, iTunes needs to be on my computer, and it'll start up, and then I can manage that music library to this device from iTunes. Now, iTunes does a couple of other different things as well, but when it specifically comes to music, it'll help you create music from the music library that you legally own. You can also download music from the iTunes store and then automatically or manually manage that music library to your device, meaning that as you're adding and removing MP3 music files from your library, you will have the choice of either manually updating your device, or every time you plug your Apple device in, it'll update and synchronize your computer's library with your device. So if that's a preference to have a program automatically do it for you, then maybe an Apple device is more of the choice for you. All right, now that you've purchased a device, you've created a music library, you know how to manage it, and you know how to transfer it to your device, now you're going to want to listen to that music on the go. Now, almost all portable MP3 players have a headphone jack. If you don't find a headphone jack on yours, you need to consider taking it back to the store and getting one with a headphone jack. I don't personally know of anyone without a headphone jack, but just in case yours doesn't, make sure you get one that does. This is an iPod Classic, and you can see the headphone jack right here. That's going to be how I can transfer the audio signal from my device into my car. Now, there are plenty of other ways to get it into your car, but when you're going through your aux jack input, the headphone jack is going to be your best friend. You're going to need to know from your manufacturer's owner's manual of the device that you buy, what is the size of the jack on your device. They can come in a couple of different sizes. The reason why you need to pay attention to that, because the jack on your device and the aux jack in your car might be two different sizes. So make sure you read your owner's manual to the MP3 device that you own, as well as the owner's manual to your automobile that you're going to be plugging this into, because these jacks come in a variant of different millimeters. You can go with a 2.5 millimeter mono, which is a tip sleeve. If you don't know what that means, it means that if you look at your cable, there will only be the tip, one black line, and then a sleeve. That's a TS. That is typically a mono signal. So you need to understand that if your car or your device only supports mono out and mono in, you're going to go on and get a device cable that supports that. You can also get a 3.55 millimeter TS, which is the same thing, just a little bit bigger as far as the size of the cable itself. And also, you can also find these in TRS, which is a tip ring sleeve, which is what you see right here. It's probably hard to see on the camera, but there's a tip, then there's a ring, and then there's a sleeve. Some devices also have TRRS, which is a tip ring sleeve, which is what you would typically find on a headphone that goes into an iPhone. Now that cable looks like this, where you see a tip, ring, and then a sleeve at the bottom. So if you have those device requirements for your car, maybe your aux input also allows for a cell phone input or a headphone input. I don't know why, but definitely understand your aux input for your car and get the right patch cable to meet your needs. This one's about 12 inches. This one is a tip ring sleeve, which is what my device and my aux input supports for my car. So make sure you understand your input for your device and your input for your car. Get a patch cable that meets the needs of that and the length that you're wanting to have, and then you'll be able to plug it into your car. One last thing that I want to suggest for you, and it is optional, but I do highly recommend it. It's a mount for your MP3 player for your car. The last thing you want to be doing is driving down the road, enjoying your song, and boom, you hit a bump, and now you can't find your MP3 player. You're looking between the seats, you're looking down at the floorboards, and that's just not good driving or good listening. You want to be safe while you're enjoying your music. Get a mount for your MP3 player to securely fasten that device somewhere in your reach in the car. There are plenty of them out there. There are universal ones that even plug into your cigarette lighter or your auxiliary power output of your car and charge your device while you're listening. So always a good thing, get yourself a mount. I hope that answers your questions and gets you onto a digital listening music experience on the go. I totally think you're going to enjoy being able to carry your entire music library in the palm of your hand. If you've got a question just like this fan of the Techertainment community did, we'd love to hear from you and answer that question for you right here at Interface Webcast. If it's about technology or entertainment, we want to hear your questions. You can submit it via email at live@scottydonline.com. That's live@scottydonline.com. You can also submit your video questions to that email address if those video files are 25 megs or less. If they're over 25 megs, no problem. Just let us know via email that you have a video question that you'd love to submit, and we'll set up a secure way for you to get that video file over to us. You can also submit your questions on our Twitter page, our Facebook page, and to any one of our videos that we have on our YouTube channel. And don't forget about our Interface Webcast broadcast that happens each and every Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here at live.scottydonline.com. Take care, Web World.